Charlotte home prices fell for the second month in a row. Does this mean that these super high mortgage rates are finally having an effect on our local market? Stay tuned. Hi guys, my name is Josh Finigan, team leader with the Finigan Group, powered by eXp Realty, here to give you a full update on our local Charlotte, North Carolina housing market. We'll review some of the most up-to-date data, take a look at what's going on with mortgage rates, and keep you informed on what's going on in your backyard. And there's a lot of different factors affecting our local housing market that we'll review today. We have super high mortgage rates. They're hovering just below 8% right now. We have record low numbers of housing inventory currently on the market. So these are some of the things that we're going to review today. And if you guys want to make sure you stay up to date on what's going on in our local Charlotte, North Carolina housing market, make sure you click that subscribe button, turn notifications on. We're shooting these videos monthly and keeping you guys 100% up to date on our housing market and everything going on here in the Charlotte area. And guys, make sure you do stay tuned till the end, where I'll take out my crystal ball and give you my thoughts and my predictions on what we can expect for our local housing market here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So let's go ahead and jump on in, and what better place to start than the number of new listings we saw hit the market. In August, we saw 1,266 new listings come on the market here in Charlotte, North Carolina, which was a 12% increase from the number of new listings that hit the market in July. But we saw a 15% decrease from the amount of new listings that hit the market in August of 2022. So we definitely did see a pretty big jump of the number of homes coming onto the market from July to August. So that means more homes available, more homes coming onto the market, which I know you buyers out there will love. But we're still seeing that we're not hitting the numbers we've seen in the previous years. But we still saw 15% fewer people make that decision to put their homes on the market than we did last year. And if we go back to historical norms, between 2019 and 2021, we saw 30% more listings hit the market in August than we did this year. So we're still seeing this huge inventory shortage where a lot of people are choosing not to put their homes on the market. We're well below where we should be based on historical standards. Hey Charlotte, North Carolina homeowners, are you curious as to what your home is actually worth? Because what you think your home is worth and what your home is actually worth can be two completely different things. Since January of 2019, home prices here in Charlotte have increased by 64%. However, since June of 2022, they've decreased by about 12%. So if you are just a little bit curious on what your home's actually worth, click here, fill out your address, and you will get your home's value instantly. We have one of the best programs that will keep you fully up to date every step of the way on what your home's true value is. And if you would like a full in-depth analysis on what your home is actually worth, all you have to do is fill out a little bit more information, and we will reach out to you personally and give you a customized comparative market analysis on your home, what your value is, and it's absolutely free. And guys, even if you got your home's value a couple months ago, it's probably already out of date. So if you want to find out how much equity is in your home, how much cash you're currently sitting on, all you have to do is click here, fill out your address, and you will get an accurate, free, and instant home value report on your home. And if you have any questions, we're here to help. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. And if we look at the number of pending sales, in August we saw 1,081 homes accept an offer, which was a 3% increase from the amount of homes that accepted an offer in July, but we still saw a 14% decrease from the number of homes that accepted an offer in August of 2022. So we did see an increase of the number of homes that accepted an offer month over month, but we're still 14% below the number of homes that accepted an offer in August of 2022. This shows us that these high mortgage rates are having a real effect on home buyers out there. There are fewer buyers searching for homes right now than we have seen in previous years. And we're seeing many of these home buyers either get priced out of the market because of these high mortgage rates or waiting on the sidelines for these rates to drop. And one reason we haven't seen a huge decline in our housing market is these super low inventory rates. Yes, there are fewer buyers currently searching for homes, but there's much fewer home sellers right now willing to sell. And remember, 80% of homeowners in the United States that have a mortgage on their home have locked in a 30-year fixed rate mortgage of 5% or fewer. And a third of them have locked in a mortgage rate below 3%. So this is discouraging many would-be home sellers from putting their homes on the market. And yes, we are seeing much fewer home buyers out there, but we're also seeing a ton of home sellers that would have moved and sold their home decide not to because they've locked in such a low mortgage rate. It doesn't make sense for them to move. With that being said, the number of new listings in August outpaced the number of pending sales, which has been a common occurrence throughout this entire year. We've continuously seen the number of new listings outpace the number of homes going under contract, which usually means our inventory is increasing. There's more homes available on the market at any given time. Is that the case now? Interestingly enough, the number of active listings actually decreased in August. Over the past few months, we've seen the number of expired and withdrawn listings continuously increase month over month. In August, we saw 1,337 listings withdraw from the housing market, which means they didn't sell. And guys, not every home that hits the market actually sells. So if a home was withdrawn from the market, there's a few options, right? The homeowner could relist with another agent, a more aggressive agent, to get the property sold. They could end up renting the property out, or they could just decide to hold on to the property and give up on selling. So we did see the number of new listings outpace the number of pending sales, but we actually saw the amount of homes currently listed for sale decrease. In August, we saw an average of 3,063 listings on the market here in Charlotte at any given time, which is actually a 2% decrease from the amount of active listings that we saw in July. And it was a 26% decrease from the amount of active listings we saw this time last year. So the number of active listings on the market at any given time decreased month over month, even though we saw more homes hit the market than got offers accepted. And the reason is we're actually seeing an increase in the amount of homes that have either expired or withdrawn from the housing market altogether. What about the number of closed homes? In August, we saw 1,102 homes actually close here in Charlotte, which was a 9% increase from the number of homes that we saw close in July, but it was a 16% decrease in the number of homes that closed in August of 2022. And again, fewer homes for sale will lead to fewer homes selling. In August, the average sales price was $520,000, which was a 2% decrease from the average sales price in July, but we did see a 3% increase when we compare it to the average sales price in August of 2022. So even though we have seen 2 consecutive months of prices declining, you have still seen a year-over-year appreciation of around 3%. Interestingly enough, according to Redfin's housing data, home prices in the United States have increased about 5% year-over-year, which means our local Charlotte market is lagging when compared to the national market as a whole. And this is actually the first time we've seen the U.S. housing market do a little bit better on the average sales price than our local Charlotte market. So it's definitely something we want to keep an eye on. So what can this data tell us? Well, for one, it can tell us that these higher mortgage rates are having a real impact on our local housing market. The Federal Reserve last met late July and they decided to raise the interest rates by about 1/4 of a basis point, which caused mortgage rates to surge late July and into August. And right now, the average mortgage rate is hovering just below 8%. So what this is telling us is these much higher mortgage rates, now that they're almost at 8%, is having a really big impact on our local housing market. We've seen this in the data, and again, buyers don't buy for price point, they buy for payment. So even though we're seeing much fewer homes come onto the market and much fewer homes actually available, these much higher interest rates and record low homebuyer affordability is starting to really have an effect on the home buyers in the market. And if you have currently or recently purchased a home, I would love to get your thoughts on these high mortgage rates, so comment below. So we definitely are starting to see a little bit of stress fractures in the housing market from these super high rates, but in my opinion, we're going to see the housing market remain relatively resilient as long as we have this record low numbers of inventory. And again, every time they raise rates, it will discourage more and more homeowners out there from even making a move. With that being said, if we do see mortgage rates increase or the Fed raise their interest rate again, we could start seeing it have a much larger impact in our housing market than we have previously seen in the first half of this year. And one thing you guys want to make sure you pay attention to is the Federal Reserve meets again on September 20th, and they'll actually outlay their short-term interest rate forecast for the rest of this year. And given after the September meeting, there's only 2 more meetings left in 2023, it'll give us a good picture of what we can expect for the rest of 2023 and starting of 2024. And based on the most current predictions, we should see the Federal Reserve hold steady and not raise or lower rates in September. September, but it will give us a good peek into what we can expect in the next couple of meetings. Could we expect another rate hike? That meeting will help us determine that. So as of right now, it does not seem likely that the Federal Reserve will decide to lower interest rates for the rest of this year or in the near future. So for you home sellers out there, we are starting to see the housing market soften just a little bit. Yes, a little bit due to seasonal trends, but also due to these much higher mortgage rates than we've seen over the past few months, which is affecting buyers' affordability and really decreasing the amount of buyers in the area. Now, with that being said, there are much fewer homes currently available because a lot of homeowners are deciding not to make a move. So a lot of home sellers are still having a lot of success in this market. You just want to make sure you have the right process, the right strategy, so you can capitalize on your home's value. And for you home buyers out there, you are faced with much higher mortgage rates, right? Which means your monthly payment will be higher and home prices haven't fell that much. Frankly, because there's not a ton of homes currently on the market. But you're most likely going to see less competition for some homes that are currently on the market. So you may be able to negotiate a little bit more now than you could have in the past couple of months. And there's one thing I do know, there's a ton of home buyers currently sitting on the sidelines waiting for rates to drop. And once those rates start dropping, we should see a huge surge in home buyers getting in that market, which means you'll probably have a lot more competition and a lot more bidding wars, even though you have a little bit lower of a rate. And the biggest question a lot of my clients are asking myself and my team is now a good time to either buy or sell? And it really depends on what you were looking to accomplish. First of all, I'm not a fan of the saying, marry the home and date the rate, right? And if you are currently searching for a home right now, make sure that you're comfortable at the mortgage rate that's currently available and the prices that are currently available, right? If you're stretching yourself to an uncomfortable position just to buy a house, it may be a good idea to either change what you're looking for, lower your budget, or just hold off for a little bit. So you want to be comfortable now, and obviously if rates do decline in the future, which most likely they will, then you can refinance at that time, but you don't want to buy a home planning to refinance and planning for the rates to drop in X amount of time. Because at the end of the day, nobody knows what rates are going to do next. But if you guys are considering buying, selling, or investing in real estate, or just have questions on is now the right time for me to make a move, myself and my team would love to be your real estate resource of choice. I'd love to jump on a phone call with you, sit down with you in person, and really kind of discover your goals, what you're looking to accomplish, and help identify if now is the right time or not. So feel free to give me a call, text, or email. I'd love to be able to chat with you and answer any questions about this housing market. And guys, if you want to make sure you do stay 100% up to date on this housing market, just click that subscribe button, turn notifications on so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.